Osiris.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, March 10th. Thank you so much for joining us. Please rate and review The Drop wherever you get your podcasts if you enjoy what we do here, and we hope you do. Send us your thoughts, feedback, all that stuff. Okay, Women's History Month pioneers. Today, I want to give a shout out to the women of Osiris. We've had some amazing women podcasters that I want to give a shout out to, and it's a list because there's a lot and it's growing, and we couldn't be more proud. Dawn from Phemale-Centrics, Karina Rykman, Inappropriate Happiness, Leah and Taraleigh from Groove Therapy, who have a new episode out today, which is definitely worth checking out. Maggie Rose, our great friend from Salute the Songbird. Katie Pruitt from Recovering Catholic, amazing show that she created. Leslie, Alexius, and the team from Goose Chicks Pod, who are currently on tour at the Capitol Theater. Megan from HF Pod. Mel from No Simple Road. And then Kirsten and Christina, who helped grow Osiris from the beginning. Thank you to all of these amazing women. As you all probably know, the podcast industry is predominantly male. There was actually an article in the New York Times this past week called "Would You Date a Podcast Bro?" So apparently a podcast bro has become its own thing, which is, not surprising. But we've been, since the beginning, trying to work against that trend and trying to bring as many diverse voices onto the platform as possible. Of course, it's we live in the jam band world, and it's pretty white and it's pretty male. But we're doing our best to try and push beyond this and try to bring diversity. And I appreciate all these women. I want to say a special thank you to Megan from HF Pod, who about a year and a half ago reached out and said, I think I should be your next co-host. And she wrote this thoughtful, thorough email, which is, I've learned, reflective of her personality. She's thoughtful, she's thorough, she's positive, she's insightful. She reached out and said, hey, I think I should be your co-host, and here's why. I've been seeing fish since 1994. I got some street cred, and here's what I can bring to the podcast. And we added her at the end of 2021, and it's been amazing. She's added so much, and we're so happy to have her. That's just, that's just one of the amazing women who we work with, and Megan is gonna be doing a new show with Ryan Storm about Snarky Puppy, called Things of Gold. So check that out. They just announced that yesterday. That'll be coming out in the next few weeks. And I don't want to discount any of the other women who I talked about. I mean, Dawn Jenkins, who started Phemale-Centrics, she kind of started this female jam band focused show thing several years ago. Karina, Maggie, Katie Pruitt, all these amazing female musicians who've come to us and started podcasts and trust us to be the outlet for their thoughts and their interviews. We're so honored to have these relationships and to have these women trust us to put their content out there and to put our name behind it. And then, of course, Leslie, Alexius, and the crew, Goose Chicks Pod, the newest, and they are taking advantage of this really pretty interesting niche where Goose is appealing to tons of women. I know several women, dozens maybe, who are not huge fish fans but love Goose. And Alexius and Leslie and her team are kind of digging into that and trying to understand the motivations behind that. So there's so many. Leah and Taraleigh from Groove Therapy, they have a new episode out today with Peter from Goose with his girlfriend. They're really great, and they go so deep into some of these really just mindfulness, mental health, wellness topics that are really great. And then kind of the OG, Mel from No Simple Road. I just got to see her in Mexico. I love her. She's amazing. So anyway, just wanted to go into a little bit more depth about all these amazing women who work with us here at Osiris. Okay, last thing. There's a new album from Page and Trey called January. It dropped today. You probably already heard about this, but if you haven't yet, it's really pretty phenomenal. There's atmospheric sounds. There's a little Robert Fripp, Brian Eno at places. There's some acoustic stuff. There's some great singing, some good songwriting. This is it's really pretty interesting, and I gotta say these songs are great. You can hear Page's influence in the kind of the music arrangement, the synths, the kind of atmospheric sounds. But Trey also is putting a lot of his effects in there. It's really fun, and you should check it out. There's a link in the show notes to the album, but of course you hopefully already listened to it. But if you haven't, you should. All right, we're going to be back next week. Thank you for your support. Next week, actually, I'm going to be bringing you the audio from Tom, and I are going to be interviewing Rick, Peter, and Jeff from Goose, and they're going to be playing acoustic music. I'm going to bring you the audio from that to this particular podcast that you're listening to right now next week. So stay tuned. Have a good weekend. Peace.
Osiris.